Okay, luckily then we are not going too far into the meeting, and yeah, it still record the most important part. So don't worry, you are not miss anything. All right, let's continue. Option B says it provides greater advantage to the buyer short term. Okay, and Joe's, I agree with you that the long term should be the main focus here, right? It should be the long term. And unfortunately, in this option, it doesn't have a but. If the option says because it provides greater advantage to the buyer in the short term, but decrease that, but the effect decrease over the long term, then I would say B is correct. But it just stopped. It provides greater advantage to the buyer in the short term, right? It says nothing in long term. What if this greater advantage can last until the long term? Can last even in the long term. Okay. This statement doesn't exclude the possibility of the use in long run. It's just saying it's great to work in the short term. Nothing to say about long term. Okay. No but here, no although here, no nonetheless here. Just say about short term, long term, empty. Okay, so still a possibility about the use in long. All right, what about C? As I propose to as I propose to Esther, I asked Esther, the keyword here is unconventional leverage, and I see that most of C selector. This is the reason most students like the as option is about the word unconventional leverage. Okay, so I just asked Esther about the meaning of unconventional leverage, and it's really likely that people think unconventional is something bad, isn't it? Okay, but if you think it about like you take a broader perspective, then unconventional, just like what Esther say, something not more normal, right? But even creative or innovation, creation, they are not normal. They are think they are thinking outside the box, thinking out of the box. Okay, that is unconventional. All right, so it may have a double meaning or different perspective, and still, the word leverage still shows up. Bio actually gain benefits from this approach, from this power. What's wrong with that? This should be the reason. It is encouraged, not discouraged, right? It is the reason. It should be encouraged, not discouraged. So see, actually, it is actually an advantage rather than disadvantage. Still, we have leverage. Unconventional way, I don't care. Still good, still work, and even it still show my creativity, innovation as well. Okay, so C sounds like an advantage. How about D? This time, actually, I agree with Patricia and Tatenda. Okay, Patricia says that the underperforming supplier, maybe they are good, but there are some reason that we don't know that make them underperforming. And if we don't find out the solution or the reasons of their underperformance, but we just use coercive to make them, to force them to work anyway, then that could cause friction and may drive them away, even though they are very potential and very innovative supplier. And that might be harmful in the long run. We might drive away underperforming ones, but perfectly good one. Okay, and I explain my opinion here. All right. So with the first three options, I think that they are about advantages rather than disadvantages. With the final option, then it can be about driving away potential, but just underperforming. Uh, this underperformance is just temporary and not forever, not due to their negligence, or something like that, or um, their incompetence. Okay, just about underperforming. So it could be due to uh, external environment, like there are some force majeure events, and we couldn't do anything about that. Okay, so I think D is the best option here. All other threes are about advantages. All right. Yeah, I see that people are just listening. So, uh, does anyone have any other opinion? I would love to hear. And actually, then I'm open to opposite opinion. I would love to hear, and I may correct that right in this event. Okay. Does anyone has better opinion? Okay. Um. Okay. So I think that yeah. All right. Good. Okay. So I think that we just need to continue with other questions. We have about I don't remember 10 or 11 questions for this event. Okay, so just moving on. And if you have a second thought about this question, just type down in the chat. Okay, type down anytime. Even you can send me an email after this event. All right, so let's try the second question. Again, the rule is 2 minutes, and I like to see your answer. All right, so this question is about the calculation of markup and margin. It's a bit about calculation and solving math puzzle. So first thing, you need to understand about the formula for markup margin. What is that? What are the things? And then calculate how you can come up with the calculation and give me the result. All right, so let's start 2 minutes. Yeah, I will show the time here. Okay, can you see the time? 2 minutes and the question. Sorry. Yeah, Betsy, I just accidentally shows the answer. Okay, so answer are coming with D. However, then I will ask you about how you can come up with this answer. times up. And I think that this question requires some calculation, so I don't see many answer here. Anyway, then there are some answer, and all of them are about D. Okay, this time then let's ask someone else. Mayowa, are you there? Can you explain how you can come up with this answer? Let me allow you. Mayowa. Hey.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Nice to meet you, Mayowa.
Yeah. Basically, markup is the percentage of it's expressed as a percentage of y margin is percentage of is expressed as percentage of selling price. And here we have been given percentage of markup.
Okay.
Which is going to be 25%.
Yeah.
25 over 100, which is 1/4. That's the markup.
Oh, good. That's a markup. 1 to 4. That's a markup. Good.
Yes, 1 to 4. And our selling price.
Yeah.
I mean, the markup is now equal to profits. That's just the profit that the vendor is going to make.
Yes.
So, and the margin is equal to profits,
right,
over selling price.
Yeah.
Selling price. Selling price. So if I equate if we equate it to 1/4.
Okay.
No, sorry. So it's going to be 1/4 over selling price.
Yeah, that's a markup 1 to 4, right? That's a markup 1 to 4. Then what does it mean? Then how you can come up with the margin?
So the margin is going to be, the margin is going to be profits over, sorry, it is going to be, this one is going to be, can you explain? I think I missed it up. Can go ahead, please.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's
but
fine.
I know
Okay.
I've calculated it before anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Let me help you. Hey. All right. So basically, this is correct, and congratulations. A lot of you are correct. Okay. So this is my answer. Okay, we had the markup as to say profit divided by total costs, a fraction between the profit and the total cost, or the percentage between profit and total cost. It is 25% or 0.25 or a quarter or 1/4. Okay, so it is 1 to 4, right? As you say. And therefore, the total cost mean it is 4 times of the profit. It is 4 times a profit, right? And if we pay attention to that, the price is equal to, it is the sum of the cost and the profit, right? So it means the 4 times profit plus 1 time profit. It is 5 times profit, right? 5 times profit. So we just go to the folder for margin where we have profit divided by the price. Okay, that is 1 time profit divided by 5 times profit. Okay, and that is 1/5 or 1/5. And the answer is 20%. 1/5 is 0.2. And we multiply with, then we get the 20. Right, that is some math. So yeah, and that is how I solve the math puzzle. Just convert it into one measure, and you can calculate and transfer between markup and margin. All right. So for this question, then it's require a bit of problem solving, but I don't think it is very difficult. Just basic one, and you can easily calculate the answer here. It's 20%. Okay. So any question here? Any question here? Any objection or any other way to solve this question? Okay, let's move on with the third question. Yeah, let's start with something about costing method, about costing and pricing. One of the method here is absorption. And if you understand about the features and the characteristic of absorption, then I don't think this one is a challenge. It's just about the disadvantage of absorption costing. Okay, so here we start your 2 minutes. You start at 2 minutes. Please wait. Okay, 2 minutes for you. Sorry. Right. 2 minutes is over. Okay, so we attract some answer. Okay, but not plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 answer, 5 responses. Yeah, and 6 from Amanda. Okay, so the majority here is A, at least, but now it is more equal. 4A and 3D. So let's ask each school. Lisa, you answer this very quickly and you come up with D. What is your explanation? Oh, sorry, Lisa, I need to unmute yourself. Unmute you first. Please, Lisa, you can unmute now.
Hi, good day all.
Yes.
Um, okay, well, absorption costing tries to allocate all your costs to unit of production,
Yeah.
and variable cost is very easy to allocate because, of
Yes.
course, it's
Yes.
specific to the labor process. But the fixed cost or the overheads is where you have challenges in understanding exactly
Okay.
what
Okay.
value to attribute to the specific unit. Whereas A alludes to cost, it it encompasses both fixed and variable, whereas D is specific to the difficulty. It fixed costs, um, it alludes to the difficulty in assigning the fixed cost to the unit of production. That's why I chose D.
Okay. So you can see that there are people, there are students select A.
Mhm.
And option A is basically the same, similar to option D. Okay, it is just a bit different in the word. The keyword is cost drivers. How do you understand about cost drivers?
Who, me?
Yes,
Oh.
I want to know your opinion about cost driver. How do you understand about it?
Well, the cost drivers are anything that will add to your cost, whatever the component is. And this is where I found this one to be overarching, and it encompasses every cost, um, not just your marginal, your
Yeah.
fixed, or your
Okay.
overheads. And that is what made A different from D, in my understanding. So the cost drivers
Okay.
would have
Thank
been
you very
both
much.
the variable as well as the fixed. And that's what drove me to accept, because yeah, A is partly correct in my opinion, D is just more correct.
Okay, D more correct, and it should be the answer, right? Thank you, Lisa, very much. Okay,
You're
your
welcome.
opinion is very clear, and absolutely, I see that you read the study guide very carefully, and I believe that you are also very brilliant student.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's hear the opinion from a school. Grace, please. Please wait. I need to allow you to unmute. Grace, Grace, please. Could you explain why you select A?
Um, so I selected A because now attributing each cost from when you're when you're talking about cost drivers, these are, let's say, things or activities within the business that cause our excuse me our costs to increase, or that cause them to be incurred. Then cost push is where the costs are being are emanating. So now the issue now is with absorption costing. We cannot really say this uh maybe unit of production is affected mainly by this, or maybe it doesn't get affected by administration cost, or uses this amount of administration cost, or this amount of electricity, because even the variable cost, the non-variable cost, they actually fluctuate. So we are not even sure. There's also the issue of inflation and the economy in general. So it affects these types of the way then they're absorbed, because maybe in 1 week we can take Zimbabwe as an example, where in 1 week inflation can change for 4 or 3 times. So that's why I'd say A.
Okay, thank you very much. And the reason here is that absorption costing doesn't it doesn't consider about the cost driver, especially the thing that may make our cost to increase, including some macro and microeconomic factors like inflation or something like that, or some demand shock or supply shock. Okay, very fair idea and very fair opinion. Okay. Now it's the time to show my opinion. Okay. In my opinion, then I agree with Lisa. And sorry, Grace. Actually, then I also think that you are very brilliant, and you also pay attention very closely to study guide. You understand the nature of absorption, and also you have very very curious mind about economic factors. Like you also follow the news on inflation and other economic factors. That are great. That's great. However, then here with absorption, and with this question specifically, and within each option, then there are some minor problems with A. Okay, so maybe I agree with you about the cost driver. Grace, I may agree with you about that. It may not, it doesn't consider about the cost driver. But also pay attention that it is about A option. Option A is both about cost drivers and cost pools. Okay, cost pools, right? So it sounds like very contradicting. Okay. Kind of like people, people expect that absorption costing need to consider everything. Of course, it not. And it can only care about the cost pool. And even with other costing method like marginal or activity-based costing, then they also don't take into account the cost drivers as well. The second thing is that cost driver have the effect on both fixed costs and variable costs, right? Especially the cost driver may affect the variable cost more specifically, as you may say about inflation, for example, or currency exchange rate. Okay, the fixed cost is relatively stable for a long time. Okay, at least for some years, like 2 or 3 year period, your rent doesn't hike for at least like 12 months. Okay, why your material costs increase like maybe daily or weekly or monthly. The change is more frequent. And if we have very kind of like close monitoring of the material cost, then absolutely we can track the change and the cost driver in absorption costing. Okay, so it may consider about cost driver, and in my opinion, then variable variable costs may even may have may get very great effect from the cost driver, and if we do absorption costing correctly, then the cost drivers are even considered. They are even considered. Okay. The problem with absorption is only about the fixed cost, where the fixed cost is allocated based on some forecast and estimation, and sometimes they can be like pretty um very random and arbitrary. right? The right word is arbitrary. We calculate the fixed cost based on the accounting book and the estimated production. But estimated production may be wrong, or we may never reach that level of sale or reach that level of production. It could be kind of like optimistic or pessimistic. So it's rarely correct, and the estimation here is pretty random and subjective. So with action costing, then the problem is with the fixed cost, and it should be D. Okay, why? All right. With more advanced method like activity-based costing, then the allocation is less arbitrary, where you need to simulate the whole production process, and then trying to understand what kind of what kind of action or activity may be involved in the production, and what can be the fixed cost or what can be the cost of each action like that. Okay, so activity-based costing will correct uh, the disadvantage of absorption. Okay, here is my answer or my explanation in details. Yeah, I see the opinion from Anne and Joe's. Okay, fixed cost is not exactly the same as indirect. When talking about absorption, we are talking about indirect cost, are we right? Yeah, they are not exactly the same, but most fixed costs or most indirect costs are fixed costs. They largely overlap. So we can sometimes people might do something like equate them sometimes, just sometimes. And in many cost accounting guidance, in many cost accounting textbook, they just kind of like equate fixed and overhead. Although in reality, then the thing might be very complicated, and it depends on specific situation. Okay, basically, especially when you do business, then you understand that. Sometimes we need to invest, sometimes we may kind of like just hire or rent something to do the thing for us. Like you may operate a construction company, or you may operate a logistic company. In logistic company, you may purchase a lorry or a truck, and the fixed cost of the truck is fixed, right? The cost for truck, the purchase price of the truck is fixed, right? And actually, it is an indirect cost. But if you have your own flip truck, but sometimes you need some extra trucks. Okay, you need to rent it, and the rent become kind of like semi-variable cost. Semi-variable cost. When your capacity reach some level, then you need to make some extra expense. However, then that kind of scenario is, of course, it is a real world scenario, and it is more complicated than the thing that we are learning from SIP. However, simplification, the way that SIP simplifies the thing here has its own sense, right? We need to simplify the real world to see the true nature and the law behind it. So simplification is necessary anyway. Okay, so if option D is about indirect, is that fixed cost? Then it will be. Yeah. Actually, then if you care about this question, then you may search for the you may search for cost accounting method. This one, sorry, this thing is just a subject under accounting undergraduate program or curriculum. So the textbook for cost accounting would be more specific than SIP.
Take a wicket.
Yeah, Lisa, sorry, I need to mute you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so within the cost accounting, you have a lot. Within a cost accounting textbook, then you have a lot of explanation about absorption and different type of costs. And for simplification, and also you know that absorption costing has the advantage of being very simple, so people want to simplify and then make the calculation. That's why in this one, then we just equate fixed cost with indirect one. Okay, and in real life, then most fixed costs are indirect. Okay, just sometimes we have fixed costs and as direct, but very rare case. Okay, yeah, I think that we have very many. We have spent much time over this question. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, or we never make it. Okay, so beside asset costing, then I have the marginal costing. What is the answer here? Let's start 2 minutes. Yeah, the time for this question is over, and I can see for responses from Lisa and Sanesha and Esther. Okay. Yeah, I need to say that all of you are correct, and it shows that you are very you are a student. You are a student that read the study guide very carefully. Okay, the answer is B, absolutely. And although the answer here is a bit long, but it is very clear, and the study guide also show the same thing. With marginal costing, then the cost is calculated based on the the price is calculated based on the variable cost, and then the supplier just add a markup to cover the fixed cost and the profit. So the more they sell, the higher profit they are with marginal costing, then it supports the calculation of the break-even point. If you remember that marginal costing relates to the break-even point, and it may facilitate the calculation of break-even point. Okay, so congratulations. All right, it's very clear from study guide, so I won't explain again, and instead I will move on with other questions. Okay, elasticity of demand. This one is a part of supply, demand, and other factors in microeconomics. Okay, so let's start your 2 minutes. Okay, time's up. Yeah, again, I see that this question is pretty divided. Yeah, sorry. D and C, choose code. Right. Let me see the question again. C and D, right? Okay, so the wording here is a little bit confused. Percentage change in the quantity demanded or good divided by the percentage change in the price of the good, or the percentage change in the price divided by the percentage change in the quantity. It C and D are just the kind of like the opposite of each other. One is quantity over price. One is price over quantity. Okay, so let's ask H school. This time I would like to ask someone that I never called to answer. Sandesha or Sandisha. Can you explain why it should be C? Right, C. So please wait. Sorry. Sometimes Sandisha, you may unmute yourself now.
Hi.
Yes.
Yes. The elasticity of elasticity of demand happens when the price changes
Yeah.
of the goods. which is mainly happens in like luxury items. If there is price reduces, the demand of the goods increases. That is
Okay.
the elasticity. So C is the correct answer.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So you take example like luxury item, right? Where
Yes.
when we have a small reduction in the price, and it may lead to pretty big increase in the quantity demanded. Okay, is that what you are meaning? All right, so okay. So basically this question just asked you about the definition. And I remember that in the study guide or in the textbook, then we don't have that clear definition. But actually, then you can just Google this term, elasticity. Okay, just Google it, and the results will show the answer. Okay, just do that. Okay, term elasticity, elasticity of demand, actually. All right, so from the page Investopedia, it is just like Wikipedia for finance, right? It's just a Wikipedia for finance. So this is what they say about elasticity of demand. Price elasticity demand is a measurement of the change in the demand for a product. Okay, is that yeah. Okay, so not very clear. I need something that clearer. Okay, let's see from Wikipedia. All right, so we even have a formula here. Delta Q on Q divided by delta P on P. Right, what does it mean? So the on the nominator, then we have delta Q, or the difference in the quantity demanded, and in the denominator, then we have delta P. This is delta from the Greek alphabet, delta P, which means the difference in the price of that item. Okay, so it is the Q over P. That means quantity over the price. So C is correct. C is correct. Okay, C is correct. It is simply just about the definition, and if you just Google it, and then we have the formula. Okay, and the formula here is just Q over P. That's why quantity divided by the price. But it is just a way you may remember. But in a full expression, then we can use the word, the change, the difference, okay, the change in the quantity demanded, or the difference in the quantity demanded divided by the change or the difference in the price that good. Okay, so C. Okay, how about this one? We have a 36-month contract, and whether we should do the fixed price during that contract period. Okay. And furthermore, this contract is about purchasing from overseas. So what could be the answer here? Yeah, very quick. Tatenda C. Right. Sadisha also C. But you still have time. Lisa C. Angels B, Rolla C. Okay, I'm in math C. I'm gonna C after C. A lot of C's. Capello B. Eric C. Okay. Grace C. Yes, Stephen C. So the majority here is C. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. So this time I want to ask someone represent the minority. Okay, Angels and Tapelo, but I think that I should call someone who never speak up. Tapelo, can you unmute yourself and explain why the answer should be B?
Hello, everyone. So I'm looking at it from when you're negotiating with foreign suppliers, as much as there may be probably bottlenecks and other circumstances regarding whatever item you're buying overseas. The best possible way is to secure the price, even if there is a disruption in, let's say, there's issues with the war and whatnot. At the end of the day, you have secured a fixed price. So that's the reason why I chose B.
Hey, yes, Tapelo, I agree with you, but I agree with you about some points, but not other points. I agree with you that purchasing overseas is some kind of bottleneck, and we may easily have some kind of disruption. But fixing the price is not the way to fix that. Okay, because if you read or if you follow some dispute, some court dispute in commerce, then you may see that sometimes the supplier may just kind of like when they see that the contract with the current buyer is not fair, they may just terminate the contract, even though they need to pay a huge sum of damages. But they just do that because it's really more profitable to do other contract than to be locked into a certain contract. So fixes the problem is sometimes for example something like this. Okay, I read that around like 2005 there were two companies in Belgium. Okay, it is just about Belgium, and there was a buyer and there was a supplier. They are trading steel. Okay, steel, and the thing is, the contract fixed the price. The contract fixed the price, but we have unexpected. We have very unexpected circumstance where the where the price of steel increased like about 300%, a lot, 3 times, right? 3 times. So seeing more opportunity somewhere, the supplier just terminated the contract, and just they just pay the buyer. They just reject to perform the contract, and they say that the circumstance has changed and they don't want to be locked into that contract anymore. So with the buyer here, then although they try to fix the price, they might think that that is a wise thing to do. But actually, when the thing change and when the thing change abruptly, then fixing is not a wise choice. The supplier, anyway, they have other opinion. They want to protect their interest. They want to protect their profit. So they just go to the best buyer. Okay, even though they have a contract, but they may just terminate that, even though they need to pay damage, even though they need to pay the damages, but they just switch. Okay, because of the profit, right? So fixing the price is not a way to fix the bottleneck. Okay, if you want to protect your bottleneck, then you need to be fair with your supplier. Okay, that what history taught me. All right, so be actually not that certain. It actually increased the uncertainty, not improved certainty. So the best way with relatively long period would be C. Okay, would be using variable pricing. Variable pricing, that is much better choice. It's kind of like a game theory. Okay, although this study guy, L4M5 study guy taught say something about game theory, but it doesn't give the full explanation. Game theory is about understanding the your partner or your opponent move or actions. Okay, when we do X, then they would when we do X, then they would do Y. Okay, so how can we predict the Y, or how can we shape their action in our mind? Okay, so fixing price, you might see that it may be a right way, it might be the thing that might protect our interest, but actually, then it just if the thing change and if the supplier see that they have better opportunity somewhere, then they may just switch and they don't respect the contract anymore. The same thing happen with the buyer. If they see that there are some more opportunity in other supplier. Okay, so fixing is not the way we work for a relatively long contract with the overseas supplier. Then just respect the movement of the market. Switch to variable. Yeah. Okay, here is my opinion. Okay, let's move on. Chapter 3. First question about some action after the negotiation. Okay, approved and endorsed. Your 2 minutes. Okay, let's start 2 minutes. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Yeah. Okay. Patricia, I think that your network improved. Okay, you can answer this. All right. So no second opinion here, just straight A. Good. Okay. It is just kind of like vocabulary test. We have some word here: ratification, summation, confirmation, aggregation. Okay, so absolutely, ratification means approved and endorsed, especially by some collective, like as a board directors. Okay, so that is the right word, ratification. Ratification. Okay, so it is just taking from the textbook. You may search the term in any dictionary, and you see that ratification is the formal approval process. And if you also have interest in the international law, then ratification means some legislative branch of some country may adopt or ratify a like a board director, a parliament, just a group of people with authority who may discuss about this contract or about this convention, and they agree that okay, so we need to join this, and that is ratification. Okay, it is a formal approval process. With a big commercial negotiation where we need to have the approval from very high or very senior management, not just the CEO, but the whole board of director, then we need to have the ratification. Okay, we need to have a meeting where they discuss about the results of negotiation, and then they need to approve that. That is ratification. Okay, another question about push and pull. This one is pretty common, but not I don't see that student answer correctly. Not maybe it's very basic, but not every time the students answer correctly. Okay, time's up. And I can see that there are two schools, A and B, not C or D, only A and B. Okay, and you are, and the participants are very sure about the how exertion. Okay, but they are different on whether it should be about persuasion or secure complaints. Okay, A and B, A and B, A and B. A, B, 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 A, B. All right. Yeah, let's ask from someone. Iman. Okay, Iman. Iman. Could you tell me why it should be 1 and 2, not 1 and 3?
Because push, we means here the persuasion. Persuasion means it's encourage someone to do something that you need them to do for you. So I can see number 2 is persuasion. Number 1. The answer 2, I mean, and number 1 is also same persuasion exerts power.
Okay, so it's a power also about persuasion where you want someone to do something for you. Okay, yeah. When we talk about push and pull approach, then I don't know why, but seems like a not very popular theory about persuasion and psychology and negotiation. Okay, anyway, then we are learning this, so we respect their choice. Push and pull, they are very kind of like abstract, and sometimes I don't understand why we call it push and pull. But in my opinion, then we can imagine someone else, someone that we need to convince. Okay, we may push them into agreement, or we may pull them slowly into agreement. With push, then it sounds like something very forceful, right? And in slang English, okay, we may call someone pushy, pushy. Okay, Pushy, pushy. Like if you in your country, then you have a very enthusiastic salesman. He may invite you to try something or to purchase something. However, then he just called you like every 2 minutes or every day, just want to convince you to purchase something. We can call him a pushy. Okay, pushy. Okay, I can show you that word. Okay, pushy. Yeah, excessively, unpleasantly self-assertive, or ambitious. Okay, that is pushy. So push means very direct. It means very forceful. And with push, then we mean something like showing the our assertiveness, our ambition. Okay, our ambition. So with push, then we have exert power, as everyone agree. And when you exert your power, then you are trying to you are seeking compliance, right? You exert power, you do want something back, that is compliance. With pull, then it is more indirect, and it's more about suggesting options, about telling the things that people want to hear. That is pull. That is persuasion. That is about seeking the commitment. Okay. It's kind of like the difference here is very blurred. I think that it is very blunt, and that's why people are not very familiar with this kind of definition and this kind of like the way to divide the thing like this. Okay, so the answer is 1 and 3. Okay, about power and conference study push. Okay, we have 2 questions left, right? Zidi, the next question is very popular, and you need to select 3 answers. Okay, again, 2 minutes. Okay, what can be the answers here? Time's up. Okay, so we also have a majority here, B, C, and D, and there are some variation like C, D, and F, or only B and C. Okay, remember that this question you need to select 3 answers. Okay, so what are the 3 answers here? Actually, then you may search for this thing from L4M5. Okay, that 3 guy is great. They explain very specifically about different techniques, and however, then they are a little bit hard to find. Okay, so still a very big model, and this part is just a small, tiny part of that model, so it may be hard to find that. Okay, so yeah, I agree with the majority here, B, C, and D. Okay, anchoring, framing, and reframing, and pacing leading. They are very famous techniques, and if you are interested, then you may search them individually on the internet, and that will lead you to very interesting explanation from some very well respected institution like Harvard Business School. They have a dedicated website for negotiation. I think that you should visit the website. It's very interesting. HBS negotiation. Yeah, Harvard University. Okay, now this one. I don't remember the link, but on yeah. Okay, so just search a term and I may recall the link to that website. Okay, framing technique. HES. Right. You see that pon.harvard.edu, and you have the definition for framing. Okay, so it's a blog site from Harvard Business School. Browse topic. Here, you may see different topics like something that we are very familiar with, like partner. Yeah, dealing with difficult people, international negotiation, mediation, leadership. So you see that this website is very interesting, and you are interested in negotiation. You may visit this, and they may expand beyond what you have learned from SIP. Anyway, then SIP study guide in L4M5 and L4M15 does a very good job on providing the basic knowledge on negotiation. Okay, so here then you may find some a little bit advanced one. Okay, so from the research I do on internet, then I can say that among these answers, among the options, then the answer include anchoring, framing, reframing, and placing leading. What are they? Okay, so another slide explaining in details. With anchoring, then it can apply subtly suggest some anchor or subtly suggest some value in the negotiation, and it should be done at the start of negotiation. Like you may say to your the other party, like, I'm thinking about some number, okay, maybe 8, maybe 9. Okay, so that kind of action may it may install some kind of image and anchor into the other party, and subsequently they may unconsciously to speak out that number in your way. Okay, that is anchoring. It is pretty subtle. With framing and reframing, it means you try to define your problem, or you try to define your solution in another way. So you may frame like you want to have a reduction in the price. You may frame it in a way that it is more attractive to the supplier. You may say something like this: by reducing your price to us, then actually you may gain more sale and higher profit in the long run. That is framing. That is framing. Instead of saying the thing would be something negative to them, then we may frame it into something positive, into something that they want to hear. You are just saying some you are just proposing some different perspective of the problem, and you just describe it in another way. It may contain some truth. Okay, it still contains some truth. And finally, placing leading is pretty advanced technique where you try to be their friend first, and then from that, you may lead them into agreement by providing them with extra information or start to use frame and reframing. So with basic leading, then the first thing is to gain their trust, and then frame the matter, and then lead them into agreement. it is pretty advanced, and it requires very kind of like high soft skill, high communication skill. It requires some kind of like excellent communication, something like that. Okay, so you need to be creative to use anchoring, framing, and pacing leading. They are advanced technique. However, they are very powerful, and it could be helpful for you in the next negotiation. Okay, and the final question today about a scenario, and you need to identify the type technique here. What kind of technique is this? Yeah, time's up. And still we have different opinion A, B, and C. No one selects D. Okay, but A, B, and C has the presentation. Sorry, has the representation. Okay, so for this one, then we are talking about some technique that is not mentioned in study guide. And again, we have this kind of technique in the textbook of L4M5. You may open that or you may purchase that for advanced reading. So the answer here is consultation. A. Okay, why? What does it mean by coalition and ingratiation? With coalition, then it means it is a technique of influencing where you want to form an alliance, an alliance of someone who share the same idea as you. Okay, so you want to convince the rest of your company to follow some idea. The thing is, you need to convince some key opinion leader, like the senior management, the department lead, or department manager. They are the one who has great influence in the company, and they need to form the alliance with them to improve your influence. Why? Ingratiation means giving the compliments to get the like. It is a part of pacing reading. You need to be friend. You need to make friend with other people first. So giving compliment is a great way to make friends with someone. So ingratiation is a start. You may give some compliment about their appearance, about their job, about their importance, about their contribution, anything. From that, then they may like you, and then you lead them with personality. With consultation, then the action here includes something like invite the other party to go into the meeting, into the decision making process, where they will have the access to the uh, information, to the data, and then they may give their own opinion, and then you and they can have an opportunity to reconcile the differences and improve the understanding of each other. This way is also a basic way that you may see from uh, famous Dale Carnegie book, How to Win People, right? How to win people. So one way to win people is to be friend with them by invite them to have a kind of like polite and respectful debate and understand each other, instead of like to be hostile to each other. Okay, so with this one, then the stakeholder here may have different opinion, and Steve want to invite them into the um, decision making board. So this is consultation. Okay, so this question is just about identifying different technique. And here, you may read L4M5 for more details, but also explain here. Okay, it is coalition. Sorry, it is consultation. All right, so I think that it's a little bit today. Okay, and it's almost 1 a.m. my time. Okay, I'm pretty tired, so just a quick talk. We are still having some promotion for our Udemy practice test, and the current one. Sorry, I need to check that. Okay, current coupon code is this way. Okay, the current active coupon code is SIP June 24. Okay, June without E 24, right? It will give you the best price, and please support it by purchase our practice test on Udemy. We want to support all students, and we regularly provide some kind of like events like this. Next week may come with another topic, with another module. Okay, just let me know what kind of module you are about to take, and we will cater that. Okay, thank you very much, and remember that we are open to communication through WhatsApp and email. Okay, thank you very much for your participation, and today is very interesting event where we have a lot of discussion. All right, and of course, I will share the slide to your email together with the recording on Monday. Okay, so enjoy the weekend. I need to go sleep now. Okay, very tired.